Oh man, so good. All right, let's get in. Thank you to whoever filled out the slide. Today's episode is GM episode 3, season 3, episode 14. I'm cooked. Cool. So overview. Last week we shipped the core infrastructure for free in instant passports. The basic version of the GM score is looking groovy. I've been posting out a bit, and that's already got some really promising attention. And then we've got like a really nice process of scores becoming really defined in like how we're gonna like productionize that. So that's super excited about that. We've got the search for our full-time designer. The job description's done. If you guys know any designer, please let us know. Shout outs engineering team. They are just machines. Move insanely quick, and we've got like a huge roadmap, and it's just as I like to say, it's easy. Even though it may not always be easy. So this week, we're launching our first partner score. So all the work internally, just making sure we're gearing up for that. And before we go live with that, we want to make sure that we ship the freeness and passports, and the columns coming out very, very soon in anticipation. And the other thing we're going to start releasing from either end of this week or start of next week is some really interesting data-based content that provides you insights about the market and other areas. So keep a tune out for that. And yeah, in terms of like for me, fleshing out more product specifications for December/start Jan, and a lot of that thinking is going into like how we think about Discord and other kind of data products and consumer products we want to build. And challenges, designer. So anyway, that's the quick rundown on my end. I will pass it over to Gabe on engineering.
Alrighty, thank you. So as Kerman said, the passports are now free to claim. We removed all the wait lists, so now you can just go to the website and claim a passport. We also added the gas estimator for claiming a passport, which means we're showing you how much claiming the passport is gonna cost you. And this is gonna be cool to see for this week's section, but I'll get to that in a second. We also implemented the analytics with Segment into our app, so we can see how we can follow the user's journey as they use ARC. And we also have added the ability to switch scores on and off. I guess this is a bit more of a us feature. Essentially, as we pump out more scores, we now have a way to share these scores with our partners without fully exposing them. Cool. So this week we want to deploy to a new chain because as everyone saw, the fees on Ethereum are insane, and we already have all the infrastructure needed to take that step. So now we're just finalizing putting everything together, the bits and pieces to deploy the new chain. And the new chain the first chain that we're gonna go live on is gonna be announced by Kerman or the team soon this week. Also, we realized that speaking for seeing the new chain and doing a stress test on our infrastructure, we realized that we really need to do some improvements there. And this week we will do some big changes in using a database to make operations more efficient and just provide a better UX in general. Shout out to Kyle for being proactive in suggesting the infrastructure improvements. So this is exactly what I said. So this stress test was done by Kyle, and he huddled the team together to talk to come up with a solution. So and now we have a solution and a plan to tackle that problem. So thank you so much. Keep it up. And challenges for this week. So as you know, we have our existing passport holders who paid money for their passports, and we already have a plan to decide what we do with existing passport holders. But we will release an announcement that with more details about that. so we didn't forget you. Also, keeping up with the quick roadmap adjustments. That's because the BD team is doing a good job and are very fast paced as well. So we want to ensure that we work in sync with them. And finally, we are looking for a full-time designer, as Carmen just said, because of the pace that we're moving at. So, yep, that's it for me. Heading it over to Kale for the data.
All right, GM. So, what's been happening in the data end of ARCx at the moment? So, more scores, more analyses. That was what we were working on last week. So, putting together this content, which was mentioned, this lean analytics content. So, doing a bit of that stuff, and then working on custom scores. We're building that pipeline in the background to just pump scores on a regular basis. Still working with the likes of Liam to refine that process and make it super streamlined, but we've got grand visions of turning scores around quite quickly. Refinement of these analytics content pieces. So think about that Ribbon Finance article we released a few weeks ago. We want to be doing more and more of those and publishing more and more of that content because it gets a lot of engagement. It's super interesting and all the data people love to do it. So soon TM. Data warehouse refactoring is things we've been working on. So we've got this data warehouse and it's been really, really good up to this point, but we're starting to see limitations in the scaling from a design perspective. So we're just doing a bit of a refinement on that. And we want to open the data warehouse to more people in ARCx. So we just need to make it a little bit clearer to work with. So these guys like Liam and Kermit and whatnot can play around with it. And lastly, GM. So GM is something that we've been pushing for in the background, and we're starting to explore, how do we actually add Web 2 information and kind of bring that into the loop and add interesting measures of loyalty using that. So we did this GM kind of prototype and we published that in the general Discord channel. So go check that out and go see what your GM score is. We only picked the top 10 and I'll flex that I was quite high up. So just got to put that out there. This week, more data warehouse refactoring. We're going to make that super, super clean, super, super kind of scalable. The first non-ARCx score to go live, which is super exciting. We've been hanging on to this one for a few weeks, but it should be ready to go live this week. And once we get protocol approved, well, we have protocol approval, but we should be going live this week, which is very cool. And then we should release some of this analytics content to actually share with the community. Super, super exciting. Getting more of the work we're doing out there. We're just seeing that engagement with all of the graphs and all the funky stuff the data people are doing. So just sharing it with the world. Shout outs. Shout outs is basically all of the data team this week. I love those guys. They've all done a really good job. Stuart has been a machine. That guy's been working with Liam and just making these custom scores, and they've just been awesome. And they're having a great time, Liam and Stuart, working together, which I'm really happy about. And then Sonia and Diego, those guys have been putting together this kind of custom analytics content. And that's looking really schmick and it's looking really cool, and I'm super happy about it. Yeah, I think the data guys are doing a really good job at the moment. Challenges. One challenge is, how do we develop the ML team? So it's really natural for people to specialize in data because data is this big, hairy beast, and someone's going to be good at modeling. Someone's going to be good at big data processing. And from a redundancy perspective and making sure that some of us can be hit by a bus while the whole protocol continues to tick over, is make sure that we develop all those guys. So make sure that everyone can do everything. So we've got a bit of redundancy. So how do we develop people while staying aligned with the DAO goals? I'm kind of figuring that out, and how do we enable that and make sure we're still delivering features and things? And the last one is, how do I scale myself? Like, I've been learning this over the last few weeks that I can't have my fingers in every pie. I can't be looking at everything being produced and everything being released. So how do I kind of scale myself and pull myself out of the middle of a lot of tasks? Because my natural tendency is on the lowest detail. I'm a detail-orientated person. So just going, how do I take a step back and be less in the middle of things, which is a hard thing for me. That's it. Liam, you're next up.
All right, thank you, Kale. So what were we doing last week? So as Kale mentioned, I've been working with Stuart in terms of standing up the score builder workflow, and really what that is relating to is the essentially the flow of new score specs that come in and then we also do a thing called an EDA around the score. So that stands for exploratory data analysis, and we're looking to produce content off of that. So I mean, it was a bit of a process to figure out in terms of where is Stuart blocked on different things, or whoever the data person is that would be working, and then it's just like management-y things, but there was work involved in terms of how do we get a consistent flow, and how do I sort of work with Kerman and Hugh to make commitments on which scores we're going to release with about a 1 month vision in terms of the dates that we're going to be releasing them, and then making sure that that's planned in a way where the data team has a constant stream of work that the business team has confidence on, that we can kind of sort of smash out and get that consistent flow of content going. It was also a really exciting week. We got our sort of a blessing, we call them, from partners. So we developed a score with a protocol. Super excited to share that on the socials this week. And the feedback was, this is fantastic. We're absolutely happy to support you in our own community with this score. We really want it. So there's going to be more for that. So that was a great win. You'll see more info come through this week. And just sort of working with Stuart. This kind of relates to standing up the score builder process, but figuring out how all of that works. So this week I'm going to be doing more sort of community interviews. So I've reached out to some folk who are quite active in the Discord. And really, my intentions for this is just to have a chat and really figure out and learn about where people see value in what we're doing, to make sure that there's just more of a formalized, structured approach to how we're evidencing new product development, to make sure that we aren't, it's not just, three people's opinions on what the product needs to be, that we're actually taking in a lot of evidence. And we're reviewing the notes, we're looking for similarities, and we're being a little bit more scientific about how we do it. Just as we grow, it's really important. And then everyone can feel more confident on what we're building, and we can be more confident that we're building something that sort of has objective sort of evidence behind it. So I'm going to be doing that, and that's going to be something that I do on a more regular basis as well. And then we're launching, this relates to the first partner, so it's a governance score. We're going to be launching that. I've also got another 2 scores that I'm speccing out that are being developed, and I'm defining 1 score as well. So I want to do a big shout out to Stuart, who's the Zen master, is sort of how I'm referring to him. So just awesome work. There's a lot of ambiguity as we build these new things out that no one's really done before, and it's really a place of a lot of chaos and ambiguity. So it's starting to become a lot more ordered and efficient. So So, and then Jamar's again. I wanted to shout out Jamar's again. So this is 2 shout outs in a row each week for our community member Jamar. So I did a sort of I suppose an interview with him, I guess, but it was more of like a chat on the phone, and he just gave like great insights, so thank you for that. And then I want to thank Kyle and the Gluers as well for dealing with the chaos that I bring into the engineering team of realizing that I need something and then asking for it, and it pains me to be that person when I have to do it, but I appreciate just the help with that as well. So what are the challenges that I'm moving through? It's industrializing and scaling Score Builder. That's still my focus, and just developing a repeatable content flow, whatever that looks like. It's going to be driven primarily by Score Builder, I would suspect as well. So yes, that's it. That's everything from my side. I think so. Is it Hugh next? Yep.
GM, everybody. Cool. So last week, I'm not sure if anyone mentioned this, but we are looking for a designer. Wrote a JD and started putting out feelers for that. Also, for like coinciding with the passport accessibility sprint, we wanted to kind of reward our OG passport holders in a way. So we've developed an exclusive NFT skin. So comms around that will be coming out shortly. But that's all done. And finally, working with our incredible data team to produce an analytics newsletter that will be starting to go out next week. So as a reminder, our goal in the business is really like we've had two really important goals that have like guided a lot of the product development over the last few months, which has been around how can we lubricate the passport claim experience, and how can we keep people engaged in the ARCx ecosystem. And so a lot of the work that we've been doing has been around those two goals. Analytics newsletter is all about engagement, so that's just something to keep in mind. When we think about this week, my priorities are going to be sending out comms for passport accessibility and the exclusive NFT, and we want to publish our first analytics newsletter to test engagement. So that should be coming out later this week. The content's already been built out. We're just trying to find a way to distribute it in the best way possible. And for those who read it, please give us feedback. We're really keen to learn what interests you about the market and what you find valuable. Thirdly, as alluded to at the top, there's going to be some work around defining how can we integrate more with Discord, and the GM score is definitely like the first step along that journey. But we envisage a world where we're much deeper integrated into those communities that are on Discord. And then the second requirement would be around building in like a dynamic reward system predicated on the loyalty score. So that's all stuff that we're starting to think through now, and will get fed into the dev and design and dev streams later on. Fourth, continuing our recruitment effort for the product design lead, and 5, planning our team-wide retreat. So lots of stuff happening. Quick shout out to Sonia, who I've had probably the closest interaction with in terms of the data team. I'm sure Stuart's doing incredible work, and I've heard that from everyone as well. But listening to a PhD researcher talk about NFTs was a bit of a highlight for me. So massive shout out, and I think the analysis there is incredible and like worthy of having a wide audience to look at that. Challenges, again, finding a great designer to join ARCx. So yeah, if anyone knows anyone, please let us know. We're continuing that effort this week. Thanks, everyone.
Cool. I think. Oh no, we've got Joel. Sweet. All right, over to you.
Hey, thanks. Hope everyone's doing well. So the update for the community. I've been posting the social cuts, as some of you may have seen. So yeah, please go like, comment, retweet on Twitter. I've developed a new live stream layout as well. I've showed Liam and Hugh as well. So yeah, looking forward to getting that out next week. We just need to run a few, just some little tests, just so it's all nice and smooth. And I spoke to Liam, and I'll be bringing back the investor newsletter. So that's going to be going out on Wednesday, I think. So I've just got to write up a quick draft for that. This week, as I said, we'll be implementing the new live streaming layout. So like I said, just a few tests, and then hopefully the next live stream, everyone will get to see that. And then carrying on with the social cuts again. I've kind of put the 3 same points for each week, but yeah, that's basically what I'll be doing. And then shout outs. So Hugh and Liam, thank you very much. You're always here for me, just supportive as always. So thanks a lot. And then I want to shout out Nicolo as well for pointing out a bug with the score building for structure. So yeah, so thank you very much for that. The team's always looking for feedback and bugs and stuff like that. So any community members out there that, like, even if you just want to test out, just hit us up, because we are looking for product testers as well. So yeah, thanks a lot. Last point, challenges. I'll just be thinking about excuse me. I'll just be thinking about new ways to engage the community. So maybe some like new Discord bots and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Hope everyone's have a good day.
Thanks for that, Joel. Great to hear from you. And yeah, I think that concludes today's stream. So thanks everyone to tuning on this episode, and thanks for everyone who tunes on online. Like, those views on YouTube are getting progressively more and more. So definitely a great validation that we have plenty of you out there who care about what we're doing. So thanks a lot, and catch you guys around next time. Bye.